this week is attorney Dave Schwaner, and Dave helps people who have been injured in an accident, whether it's an automobile accident or some other kind of accident. You do some slip and falls, haven't you?
Correct. I've done really the whole gamut: slip and falls, burns, you name it.
Yeah. And so we were talking off, and I thought this was so important, so I wanted to get him to talk about this too. Like, I'm going to ask you a question. What's the most important thing if you get in an accident? What's the first thing you should do?
Call a lawyer.
Call a lawyer. And what happens with talk a little bit about what the insurance company does. What's the first thing they do?
First thing they do is they're going to give you a call and try to get a recorded statement.
Yeah.
And that's basically what I consider to be the first line of defense. And so lots of times people don't think to call the attorney right away. They wind up giving a statement. Then they wind up hiring an attorney. I get the statement. I read it over. And you realize every time that there were mistakes or errors made that could potentially negatively affect or impact.
Because they kind of lead you down, right? Because you don't realize what they're doing.
You have no idea. You have no idea. And
you think they're just wanting to get a story. Oh, what happened? But they're really trying to set up a defense for themselves right away, aren't they?
That's what it appears when you read through these statements.
That's a very lawyerly response to my question. That's what it appears. I'm going to go out on the room and say, that's what they're doing.
I love it when attorneys are on the show because you guys.
Since we have a lot of attorneys on the show.
I know, but you guys start. Well, you're an attorney, aren't you?
I am.
You guys start talking legal stuff, and I'm kind of like, what?
I like that though because people don't really understand it. It's only a guy like Dave who's been around. You've seen these accidents, and of all the cases you have, how many people were asked to make a statement?
Oh, for automobile?
Yeah.
Oh, for automobile collisions? Oh, I would say at least 70%.
Only 70? I thought it'd be higher than that.
At least 70%.
Because I would think that's one of the first things that they do.
Some of the insurance companies, the substandards, the ones that have basically the state minimum insurance, lots of times they don't do any defense at all, because, again, they're just holding the state minimum insurance.
Uh-huh.
And so
their exposure is not very large.
Their exposure is very low, correct.
So that's why they're not going to spend the money.
Why hire another person in their company to start taking
that makes sense.
Correct.
Because it's not that they're trying to be good to you. They just it's just not financially. I'm not going to pay you anyway.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like when you get in an accident with people who don't have insurance.
Correct. Absolutely.
And so I've had people say, well, you send them to a lawyer.
What do you mean, auto insurance?
Yeah.
Or
auto insurance
or health insurance.
Auto insurance. So because you send them, and unfortunately, lawyers sometimes, right? That's if I'm working on a contingency, my contingent's going to come if I beat them, and they have money to pay.
Correct.
Right. So
correct. Some people make the mistake though; they don't realize that just because a person that hit you doesn't have insurance doesn't mean you can't make a recovery from your own insurance company.
Uh-huh.
So most of us have what's called uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage. So if you pull out your policy, I'll bet you. That it'll be on there, and usually it's equivalent to whatever your normal bodily injury liability policy limits are.
And if you pull it out and you find out it isn't there, you should get it put in.
You should get it put in. And really, oftentimes, I think you actually have to sign a document in order for it not to be in, so it should be automatically in there. Unless there's an exclusion in your policy that you have agreed to. So, but what I would do is, double check your policy, make sure it's in there, but it covers you. So if that, person who doesn't have insurance winds up hitting you and, causing you injury, preventing you from working, bills come piling in, well, guess what? You've got some recourse, and your recourse is through your own insurance company to make you whole.
Well, that's important, I think, because
important.
There's a lot of people out there without insurance and they usually are the worst drivers. My own opinion.
Correct. It's true.
And so then they cause you injury, and then you won't have a remedy unless you have this.
Correct. A lot of people realize that their insurance company will pay to fix their vehicle, but they don't realize that there's more insurance, this underinsured, uninsured motorist coverage to help them with their injuries, their lost wages, their medical bills.
So important. Is there any other question that you get a lot that you think our audience should know the answer to? Yeah,
I would say just generally speaking, people don't know what to do after an accident and after they're injured. What do I do? Do I talk to the insurance company? Am I allowed to talk to the insurance company? I tell them that, talking to the insurance company regarding fixing your vehicle, I say that's fine to do, but don't talk to them about your injuries. Talk to your lawyer about that. Call a lawyer, talk to a lawyer about that. Let your lawyer talk to the insurance company regarding your injuries. Don't give a recorded statement. I mean, really, people get injured. They're not going to work. They're concerned about the bills they know are coming from the hospital, and so they want to know what to do. And again, reach out to the attorney. I always tell them, too, go through your own insurance company to get your vehicle fixed. Don't even deal with the other insurance company. That's why you have insurance. Your own insurance company will then go after that insurance company to get reimbursed for your vehicle damage, for the vehicular damage. In addition, they'll often get you your deductible back. So even if you're worried about your deductible, look, if it's not your fault and it's a rear end, they should get your deductible back too, and you should get a check for that as well.
This
Very
is
good
so
advice.
important. This is so important. And if I have any questions regarding personal injury, how can I contact you, Dave?
Well, best way to get a hold of me would be to call the office. That's 312-635-4000. You can also find us on the web. We have a lot of great information on there, a lot of guides on what to do in light of certain types of injuries. That's www.schwanerinjury.com, SCHWANER injury.com.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, go over to schwanerinjury.com if you have any personal injury questions. Listen to our sponsors, because they're the lifeblood of this business, and come right back here on AM560 the Answer.